Squee uploads his video powerfully onto the YouTube.
The strong.
Yeah, scream the subscribers. First.
Hello everyone and welcome to Please Select Your Podcast, an informative podcast where we help you let's play and enjoy it. Today we are joined by the ever beautiful Inferno Canuck.
Hello.
The ever sassy Squee.
What's up?
And the very clever Piff.
Yes.
Alright,
I
so...
failed so miserably. I was like, whatever she's going to say, I'm totally going to make an intro that fits that. And she's like, sassy. I'm like, I don't know sassy.
That should have been Inferno. I messed that up. Inferno's more sassy than you are.
No, Kiana.
Right.
It is totally me. It was all on me. You were fine.
Besides, I was attractive. I will go with that. Anyway.
Alright, it's been a while since we actually have done this. And we have viewer questions from Once Upon a Time where we had questions to answer.
When people actually cared.
When people actually listened to
When
what
people
we did.
actually cared so long ago.
This is like a gritty reboot of our podcast.
Oh my god. Well, should we just begin?
Sure.
I haven't even looked at these questions. Okay. Jaborgia asks, what do you think about doing LPs with other people?
Okay.
Alright.
I think Piff should be the first one to answer this, because Piff is the one who does LPs with other people all the time.
I do. I love them. They're just so much fun. I honestly don't even know how you guys do it, doing your single people LPs, because I could not talk to myself for that long. Well, two people, but without any like rebound.
To be fair, I have had a lifetime of experience, so.
It's true.
Talking to himself, like, when he's, like, crouched over, hidden under his bed. Hey, Squee, how you doing? I'm doing great, Squee, thanks for asking. Oh, my God.
So what are you playing? I'm playing this game.
To get slightly back on topic, I love doing like LPs with other people, but I prefer it if they're both playing a co-op game where you're sharing the experience.
Right.
For me, it's a little bit more clunky if one person is the active player and the other person is an observer. Sometimes it works really, really well. Piff is a good example of like your newest one, your Donkey Kong ones. I mean, it's just you and a group of people, and you take turns playing the game, I do believe. Right, Piff?
Actually, no.
No?
None of us play the game.
Oh.
And if you're talking about that one episode where we're passing around a controller,
yeah.
we were literally we had an Xbox controller. We passed it around. We're playing a Super Nintendo game. We had an Xbox controller. You can hear the stick flick.
Oh.
And you can notice that it has nothing to do with what's in the game because you like hear a double tap and the character's like not even responding to it.
Oh, okay.
It's so great.
Anyway.
Sorry. What were you gonna say?
No. I said everything I needed to say.
I was gonna say I do like the idea of having just doing like co-op LPs where it's like, you know, like what Inferno and I are doing with the what we did with Portal 2 and what we're doing with Saints Row, something like that where it's a co-op game. But I have done it the other way where it's just two commentators, and Piff more recently was in that Amnesia mod where it was the only reason why I needed Piff there and is because I was absolutely terrified to do it on my own. So it made for kind of interesting quirkiness. But yeah, I can't see myself playing a game like Mass Effect or a really super long game with the same person. Like I think that's something I would have to solo for sure. I don't see myself doing well with other people.
Yeah.
I'm a loner. / cry. Anyone else?
I really enjoy it. It's a bit situational for me. For example, like if I was doing a game like Mass Effect or something for the first time, I would want to do it mostly solo. Like Assassin's Creed's, those simply because I want complete control over what I do, what I say, and all that stuff. And when you're LPing with other people, even if they're just commentating, you don't have complete control. And that's one thing you have to understand, even if you don't realize it when you're doing an LP with other people, you are giving up a portion of that to the other person, which is a great thing sometimes. But I mean, I have Mass Effect with friends. I have Lone Wolf with Inferno, which is a bit of an odd LP, but it works really well. And streams especially, I think, work really great with more than one commentator. In fact, I think it's rare that I do streams with just me. The only time I can think that I do streams with just me are because I'm playing a game with tons of dialogue, and generally if I have more than just me, we end up talking over everything.
Yeah.
But it's really, really fun. A bit situational for me, but there are a lot of times where I prefer it. I mean, like Lone Wolf, for example, I got Inferno on board because I was getting bored of it just being me. So there's a lot of times where I do prefer more than one person.
May I add a bit from my point of view about the people? All right. Now I started out with my friends doing this, and we're still doing this. But there is a kind of a difference between just kind of talking with friends and having a good time and stuff like that, and having also a good time, with other LPers. Because you know your friends very well. You've hung out with them before. You know each other, and you can easily play off each other, and maybe they know the game, maybe they're new to it or whatever. So you can there's that strong connection with people that you know. And LPers, I didn't know you guys, like, of course, right away, or even like now more than my friends. And it's also, we all have strong personalities, and I'm not saying that they clash, but let's just say I couldn't have like I would have like 4 people with me. That means there would be like 5 myself and 4 of my friends just chatting. But let's just say you had 5 LPers on a video, it would get cluttered fast.
Yeah. It would.
We all are desperate to be in the center of attention.
Yeah.
Just shove each other out of the way. Look at me. I'm the best friend.
I'm looking at you.
Oh my god,
I'm
Pip, what are you
not.
doing out my window?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just
Using
What
Morse
you
code.
What you reading? No, I'm not reading 50 Shades of Grey, I'll tell you that.
Anywho.
All right, so on to the next one, or anyone have
Sure.
anything? Okay.
I'm good.
So, do various genres on games you Let's Play affect what people comment and think about you? And this is also from Jaborgia. He has a couple of questions.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a big difference between the types of videos that I upload. Strategy games always have people giving up their own strategies or telling how much you suck.
Yes, they are so brutal.
They are strategy games are very divisive in the comments section, because there's some people who'll be like, hey, thanks a lot, that's a really neat idea, very good video, and other people are like, oh, you're doing this completely wrong, you totally suck. But more like games where it's a little bit more linear, like for example LA Noire, people are more likely to just have fun along with you and react to the game in the comments section. Like, it's more about the game than it is about how you're playing the game. Mm-hmm. So that's my big difference between strategy versus, say, action or adventure games. That's what I've noticed.
Well, for me, I noticed a big difference, like, when like, me playing a horror game versus me playing, like, Minecraft or something. Once again, Minecraft, it's kind of the same dealio, where it's like, oh, you should be doing this instead of doing that, and obviously with Minecraft, there's a bunch of shit you could do to get the same result. But with horror games, I noticed that I get a lot more people. It's usually, like, not even a sentence they post. It's like, oh, that was funny, or, ah, that was scary. Can't look at the screen, just random shit like that. So I don't know. It does change. But you do have, like, the regulars that you see on all the videos, which are generally very awesome people.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
As far as me, well, first of all, there's two categories for me. There's every other game, and then there's Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh my god! And just the other day, I had someone who didn't the game. He's like, "So if the game told you how to play, would you be mad at the game?" And I'm like, "What? What?" So, I obviously, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2, I guess due to the popularity of that game or whatnot, I have had enormous problems getting people not to spoil either parts of the story or, more specifically, try and tell me how they think I should play the game, which sucks because I don't mind, and to go on what that comment said, I don't mind when the game tells me how to play, because the game tells me controls. It tells me what I need to do. It doesn't tell me how to use it. Like, it'll tell me you need to do this to equip that blade, but it doesn't tell me what combinations I should use or how I should use this blade or what blade I should use against whatever. So that's different. Right. And people generally do try and tell me that stuff, which kind of ruins it for me because I don't get to figure it out on my own. And there are a few games where I have that problem a lot. That one is just like, for some reason, it's like the magnet that just draws every person in the world like that. But very specifically, I find that when it comes to games like Mass Effect or Assassin's Creed, story-based games, people comment a lot more on what's going on in this story. Something that happened, per se, like something I did, something that happened to me, something whatever. And kind of like Inferno said, strategy games or games with less story even tend to be much more about something I did as a game player.
Yeah.
A mistake I made or something I did that wasn't a mistake, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Piff?
Well, I guess I don't have genres as much as how popular the game is, how people react to it. I can kind of say comments sort of do that in the more viewed, more liked. There's more comments, and they're not anything in particular. Like they're either saying they remember something or they like something or giving a tip or whatever. And then the bad games usually have, which is, okay, this is odd. They have a lot of views, but they have one dislike, or like 2 dislikes, and no comments to a comment going just like noise, like G-U-U-U-U-U-U-U. And then you're just like, and they're all caps and stuff like that. So I guess that's... I guess it all really depends on how good the game is that people comment certain ways.
Yeah, I was going to say popularity is a big part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the more popular the game, the more likely you're going to have a larger group of commenters, and with that, a few jerks slip in pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next place or question, the thing, the words. Okay. Okay. So, what to do when a sudden background noise occurs and you must attend to it?
Well, do you mind if I go first again?
Nope.
Sure.
Yes,
Okay, so
absolutely.
Typically for me.
ignore
Oh,
me.
wait. I'm used to it, Kriana. Who cares if you're the host? I'm gonna go anyway.
You
I'm
son
just
of a
kidding.
bitch.
Typically, my rule of thumb is stop recording right away unless it's like in the middle of dialogue or something like that. And then stop recording right away, figure what the message is, and then if you hear a lot of it in the actual video, try to edit it out. If you're not able to edit it out, if, say, for example, you can't replay a part of that game without investing another hour in recording the LP, or if it's some sort of new situation, then typically I either put it in the description or a very small annotation saying, sorry, this was outside my influence, I hope it doesn't bother you. I mean, that's pretty much the best you can do, especially if it's, like, sudden. Like, if a train exploded outside my window, I'd be like, holy shit, everyone, a train just exploded! But other than that, I think that's probably a good rule of thumb.
It's really weird. It was like in the middle of a forest. It's not even train tracks back there.
It just fell from the sky and exploded.
Oh my god. Well, I had that happen. I've had that happen a lot in my Let's Plays, where a sudden noise will like suddenly just pop up more regularly. I think this happened a lot in Mass Effect 3, where I would get people sending me messages on Skype, and you know, I just know that I'm so effing lazy that I'm not gonna edit this crap out. I mean, I'm not gonna edit, you know, this stupid little bloop out for the sake of an LP. So eventually it just came to me being like, oh, looks like Edie installed Skype on the Normandy.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Edie got another message.
Yep,
Woo.
some asshole kept Skyping you while you were recording.
Yeah, what a fucking bitch.
It was probably me.
Looks over
Probably
at
a
him,
handsome
Fergo.
bitch.
I don't think he's that handsome.
I would suggest that like you do what I do, like, you know, either like I went to Busy, but then Busy didn't stop, and then I went to Invisible, and that worked for a while. But now people will just randomly go, "Hey there," just to see if I'm there.
Well,
So that's not even working anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just tend to go on the assumption that you're like me and always on Invisible, so I just will be like, "Hey, Squee."
Right. I mean, the thing is like I'm not saying anyone should stop. I'm just saying that now if
People are
it's almost to
catching
the point where if I'm recording an LP, I just have to make sure I turn Skype off.
Yeah, that's what I do. That
Or you could just turn off the bloop, the noise that tells you have someone chatting with you.
Yeah, that's true. That would work.
I believe Busy stops the noise.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, people still message you like crazy.
Oh yeah.
But that brings up a good point too. If and when you can, try to limit the chances of like crazy, like random noises popping up. Right, like with other programs running in the background.
Or mute
like
your
if,
phone.
Yeah, or yeah, or if someone's throwing a party next door and you know you can hear the noises, maybe that's not the best time to record. Like, just
Yeah.
I mean, some people have a very limited time when they can record. So
I was about to say in like I learned like a while ago in like one of my first like psychology classes that a lot of the time if you have like maybe like a low like humming noise that everyone can hear and you want to just address it right away so people aren't focusing on that. So they're like, okay, well now we know that person knows it's there, so we know we can actually pay attention. So if you're like, hey guys, sorry, my roommates are having a huge party, hopefully it doesn't bother you, but if you hear screams or some shit, sorry about that, it happens. People are pretty understanding to you know, uncontrollable like circumstances.
cool. Another reason why psychology is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
It'll help you let's play.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
right, Inferno.
totally.
Yes.
You are so correct, sir.
And you're so handsome too.
Thank you. Finally, someone says it. I'm also modest. Okay. Anyway, anything else we should add?
Well, I was going to say, personally, it's just a matter for me. 90% of the time, it's, oh, hang on, something just happened. I'll be right back. And then I'll stop recording.
Yep.
And then if it's something that's even remotely relevant, like if my phone rang or something, I'll come back and I will at least say something like, oh, that was the president, you know, whatever. And then I'll just go about what I'm doing again. Something so where I acknowledge it. This is why I'm stopping. So you understand that why there was a skip. And then when I come back, I'll be like, okay, at least, you know, give like a 2-second explanation as what it was, just in case anyone out there really cares.
Curiosity.
Yep.
Right.
Well, background sounds for me, it's either going to be dumbed down if like really quiet if I can't do anything about it, or somebody comments on it. Removed completely. There to like indicate that there's a cut, and then like, okay, I'm back, and make sure you cut all the audio in between.
Oh, that's right, because you do like audio separately from your videos.
Well, yeah, that helps for that. But like, even if it was a video, I'd probably like pause it and then like cut the whole entire thing and smush them together. It'd still be on the pause screen and be like, I'm back, and then hit the like, I wouldn't keep the freaking pause screen in there like the whole time.
Well, no,
That'd
you'd be a jerk. You'd just be like, hang on, I'll be right back. Leave for 10 minutes. Okay, guys, what's up? I'm back.
Just hear weird noise in the background. What do you mean? I thought I ordered that 5 days ago.
Cool.
There's drank this whole thing really quickly. So, is that everyone?
Yep, I think so.
Cool.
I
Okay.
think so.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was saying I think so.
Yeah, you think so? Okay. So next question is something sudden that affects your lives and you want to express how you feel.
That's a good one because typically, for me, the most entertaining Let's Plays are the ones that focus mostly on the game or the gameplay or what's going on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes small digressions into, this is what happened, or this reminds me of a funny story, or even like just a joke or an inside joke. Grimmeth R actually is really good at it. He focuses on the gameplay, but then he'll just say a joke or a well-known joke that people knows, and then he'll continue on. Why can't I say digression?
Yeah.
There we go. Digression. Anyways, small, going off, small tangents I think are fine. It makes you realize that you're not watching some sort of gameplay robot. Like, this is a person with a personality and feelings and opinions. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of Let's Plays where the person just constantly talks and they have diarrhea of the mouth and the conversation completely goes somewhere else, and you're just like, if I wanted to watch a gameplay with some random chatter, I would just put on a podcast and watch a gameplay video, right? But that's just my opinion.
Okay. I was about to say, that's kind of what I've been doing for the last few episodes of freaking Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not like I hate Piff, but that's just my own personal taste.
Well,
that's
I
all.
think
Right.
I think the biggest important thing for me is that if I do talk about something that's going on in my life, I try and keep it positive. I'm not going to come on and be like, so guys, let's play, Mass Effect. Oh, hey, by the way, my dad died. I'm not gonna...
Oh my god!
Exactly! You don't... Yeah. You want to present a positive sort of image when you're Let's Playing. I mean, you always want to keep it positive because playing games is fun. It's a great thing. People watch Let's Plays to be entertained, not to be depressed. So
not to listen to someone bitch.
Right. So if you're feeling, me especially, I'm saying this from my own point of view. If I'm feeling angry or moody or depressed or count sleepy. I Let's Play even when I'm sleepy, stuff like that. But anything else, I try to avoid Let's Play because I don't want that reflecting on how I play the game and how I portray myself to other people. Now, what you could do, I personally wouldn't do it, is do a vlog where you may briefly go over, just had a rough patch in my life, just having to deal with it, blah, blah, blah. People are really understanding when it comes to certain things. People are people. Everyone's real. For the most part. I'm on to you, though, Ray. He doesn't listen to this podcast, but he knows. But no, I don't know. It's just, I think you just want to keep everything positive. I think that's the thing to remember if you have to express something, keep it positive. Happy.
Yes. I was going to say exactly what Kriana said, but she said it, so I don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Keep it positive, Piff.
Positive.
I don't know. I don't think I need to be here. That seems just whatever.
Listen, Piff, if you were around, who wouldn't say I was attractive? I mean, come on.
Besides the fact that Kriana said beautiful Inferno at the beginning.
I just inhaled my Mike's strawberry margarita. It burns my sinuses.
This is why you should never drink in Let's Play, kids.
Woo, it's hot in here. Okay.
My job is done.
My job is done.
All right, Squee, what about you?
Along the same lines with a lot of you guys, you need to keep it positive. I mean, the only time I think you should ever talk about some sort of negative or saddening thing is if and when you're explaining maybe a leave of absence or why you haven't been doing something lately, and that's completely up to you. You don't have to tell everyone your life crisis, but if it's guys, look, my pet died, and because of that I haven't been doing this lately, that's okay. Most people understand. and most people even appreciate understanding why, knowing why. But 9 times out of 10, yeah, you want to keep it happy and upbeat. As far as like ranting or going off topic or talking about yourself goes, like Inferno said, you need to. I feel that you should concentrate mostly on the game. But when you go off on tangents, and I do that a lot overall, it needs to be natural. It can't sound or be like you diverge from the topic just because you want to talk about this. Yeah. Every time I do it, it's more like something in the game reminded me of something. Like, I'll be going through and I'll be like, oh, that was cool. Oh, that reminds me of this one time this happened. And then I go into a short little story. And sometimes even it'll be my own ramblings. Like, I'll just be rambling about something and my rambling will remind me of a ramble. But it's all very kind of fluid and short. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, it should never sound like you were just waiting for an opportunity to talk about yourself. And if it follows those lines and it's fairly entertaining, I mean, it should be entertaining. Honestly, it's not easy to do all the time, but if you're talking about yourself, it should be an entertaining or interesting part of yourself. Or don't talk about it. Don't talk about how you brush your teeth because really no one cares. Mm-hmm. Unless it's really
unless they have a teeth fetish. And then they're just fapping to your video.
But I mean, that's the thing is that people do want to know about the Let's Player. But when you think about it, when it comes down to it, they really just want to know the interesting parts of the Let's Player. They don't want to know, what shoe you put on first or something like that. They want to know interesting stories of your life or interesting things about what makes you who you are. Yeah. So you need to kind of stick to that as well.
Yeah, and one last thing I just want to add too is that Let's Players are Let's Players. Let's Players are not vloggers. Like, there's a big difference. We're focused on gameplay and game culture and the game experience, while vloggers are interested on everyone pay attention to me and what's going on in my life.
I actually have a question to kind of, it's not from Jaborgia, but a question for myself. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about, and I kind of know how Inferno's going to answer, but I'm going to ask you guys anyway. How do you guys feel about Let's Players who have a webcam going while they're playing a game?
I will abstain from talking until I'm the last one.
The only time I'd ever do a webcam recording with a Let's Play is if it's a horror game. And that's mainly due to my reactions to shit.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Should we play rock, paper, scissors?
Yes. Sure. Piff, okay. Yeah, and you won, Piff.
Okay. I chose paper, by the way.
Good job.
Yeah, I won with paper. Okay. What do I think about people who show themselves? Does it have to be specifically a webcam, or just shows themselves?
No, just like webcam during the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, they stick it right in the corner, like the top corner or bottom corner. And so you can see them as they're playing the game.
Right.
All right. I never thought it was necessary. I've yet to see a good one of those.
Thanks, you son of a bitch.
I haven't watched yours, have I?
Better not have.
Good comfort.
Damn right you haven't.
It's the best damn thing you'll ever see in your life. No, continue, Piff.
It's a lot of people don't have the reactions. Like they're very active with their vocals, but if you look at them, they're still. And when they go oh man, look at that, they move slightly back and forth. Like they're freaking out a teeter-totter. I don't know. It's amazing to me how people physically do not show excitement when they do that, but their voices do.
Yep.
It is astounding to me. But
Would that make it interesting though? Because you're sitting there going, I'm amazed. How does he do this?
See, for me, I kind of
Yeah,
like
but
it if
I
I'm watching.
can't take more than like one episode of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, the only time I'd ever consider, like a Let's Play with that is like for horror purposes, and maybe for even like a Let's Play that isn't like super story based. I wouldn't do it for like a Let's Play that had like a really heavy emphasis on the story. But something like playing like that Slender or whatever, where it's just kind of fun, supposed to be scary. Thing. It's kind of interesting to see how people react. Like some people will kind of lean back, start closing their eyes, and other people will kind of lean over trying to, physically look around the corner of a hallway, but they can't do that IRL. So I mean that's kind of the opposite, the more positive end of it. I don't think that people not necessarily utilize that the whole entire time. I think a lot of it is just they want it to be focused on them. And which definitely takes away from like the game itself, without a doubt.
All right. The only few Let's Plays I've seen of it was just random people and then Tobuscus. I seriously have. Yeah,
He does it. He does it on like Happy Wheels and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I saw that, and I don't understand. He moves around a lot, but why is it there? Is it to show his mouth move?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say narcissism because actually, when I get there, I actually seem to have a very different opinion than you guys.
Okay, lay it on it.
I'm a bit of a hypocrite in the sense that I would never do it. Not only do I love the idea that no one knows what I look like, kind of thing, but I would kind of be not uncomfortable, maybe uncomfortable. The idea of people just watching me look dumb. Because like so many times I just stare and go, but actually I really enjoy it, even if they're not being very expressive. Because sometimes they are, like sometimes like Kriana with the horror games and all that stuff. It's really fun to watch them. Other times, to me, it helps me feel like I'm really there with them playing a game. It really does. It really makes me feel like I am sitting right next to this guy, because when you're over at your friend's house and you're both playing a game on the Xbox, you have that. You can see his face. You can see what he's doing. And even if it's not a particularly expressive, it still kind of helps you feel like, and in the end, that's the goal of a Let's Play, is to make the viewer feel like they're there with you enjoying a game. And that actually tends to help with that a lot. So I actually really enjoy it, watching it. Maybe not doing it, but watching it.
Fair enough.
I can understand that. It's a good point.
So I definitely wouldn't call it narcissism, because it could be they're doing it for just that reason, that they want to try, like say Tobuscus or whatnot, especially someone who has that many people. They want to do anything they can to really make you feel like you're part of the experience or you're right there with them.
Yeah. All right, narcissism might be a strong word, but I am sticking to. Is okay if I unleash the inferno?
Go
Rant.
for it.
But wait, before you should say that, though, you should remember that you've done this before.
I've done what before?
You've put your face up while streaming.
That's a stream, not a Let's Play.
Oh.
When did I do that?
You did it on your 24-hour stream.
Oh yeah, at the very end.
Does it matter?
Well, so I could say goodbye to everyone. No, that wasn't a gameplay video. Okay, anyway, first of all, yeah, okay, so here we go. I've never ever uploaded a Let's Play of doing it, and you know what though? I'm gonna qualify this with an asterisk. I don't think people who do this are stupid, misguided fools. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong in doing it. I don't think you're ruining anything. The best thing about YouTube and creating custom content is that you are free to express it however you want. And I am not the artist police that says this is right and this is wrong. But I am going to give my opinion of it. And that's all it is. It's just an opinion. I find that the camera in the bomb corner during the entire gameplay video goes against the essence of Let's Playing, in the sense that the focus is on the game. Squee brought up a point where it's like, well, it's when you're playing with your friends. You see your friend playing a game. That's true, but typically when your friend plays the game, you're watching the same gameplay that you're watching the same TV screen. You might glance to him once in a while, type of thing, him or her, once in a while, but most of the time you're looking at the same screen he's looking at. And I don't think, as far as feedback, as far as your reaction. Sometimes, yeah, scary reaction is one thing, but there's very few things that you do in video that you can't do in voice. And it covers a good chunk of the screen, so it actually blocks the gameplay itself. It is interesting to see what the person looks like. It may be the first 5 minutes, but as Piff mentioned, it kind of loses its appeal, and you kind of don't see the reason for it afterwards. And this is the big thing for me. It no longer draws the focus to the gameplay and what the game is like. You now draw focus to the person who's playing the game. The focus is now the Let's Player and not the game itself. And if I think, honestly, if you want people to kind of pay attention to you while you do things, you should be more of a vlogger than a Let's Player. But like I said, that's just my opinion, and I'll leave it at that so we don't...
Does that really... no, I'm just out of curiosity, because the thing is that to me, and I guess not to everyone, but to me, it's not like a main draw or anything. It's exactly like what you said. I just kind of glance at him once in a while. I'm mostly watching the game, but every once in a while I'll glance down to see what he said or what his expression was or something.
I think it also has a lot to do with how big the picture is of the person. I think the bigger it is, the more distracting it is. But yeah, I kind of side more with Squee on this one, where if it's just like... It was just like a tiny picture of the person in the corner, and they're blocking maybe part of the screen. I mean, that's something I can kind of just ignore and, like, you know, see, oh, hey, look, he made, like, a real funny face. Oh, look, let's go back to the game. But, yeah, I see both sides, definitely, where there's some people where it's just, like, they're all over the place. They're moving around the webcam. They're, like, going and staring and making funny faces, you know. They're very much trying to entertain people and distract from the game itself.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized, because I was thinking about that, I think a lot of my opinion of it would actually depend on the size of the face. Yeah. Because, like, if the face took up, like, a third of the screen, then I'd probably be with Inferno on that, and I'd be like, dude, really?
Like, there's ones that, like, iJustine does. She covers exactly, like, 1/4 of the picture. Like, an entire corner. That is...
Yeah. That's okay. That I would go with you. And see, here would be the problem with that. I would think exactly the same thing Inferno thought if it was that big. Simply because to me, I'd be like, there's no reason to have it that big. It should be very small and very unobtrusive. However, on the other hand, I'd be like, what if they didn't realize this? What if they were trying to do what I was suggesting, and they, for whatever reason, they just didn't realize it was going to be so big, or they didn't realize that it was causing that? You know what I mean? But honestly, think that the size would differ, or like would change my opinion a lot. Because when I think about it, when I think about people who did it, like for example, Kriana, perfect example. It's tiny and it's in the corner and it's not really blocking much of anything. But then again, if it was much bigger, then it'd be like, come on, man, make it tiny. I don't need your face that big. Yeah. So I think, oddly enough, that is definitely a thing where size matters.
Hey-o. Anyway, shall we continue on?
Right, yes. Let's just continue. So, Jaborshi's next question is, do you feel that if you're going to blind roleplay a game is more effective than role-playing a game that isn't blind?
Oh, man. Do you want me to jump in on this one too?
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever really role-played a game, like, actually legitimately role-played. I think, for me personally, I just always sort of do weird, like, acting bits where I, like, go into the character and then I jump out, but it's for both blind and not blind. I think it's better if I know what's going to happen, so I can maybe play it up a bit in sort of kind of a cheesy tongue-in-cheek sort of way, like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. We'll go through the store. Oh, look, it's, you know, a bucket of lava. But otherwise, I mean, blind could be fun because you're giving your legitimate reaction. But then again, is that really role-playing if it's your real reaction? I don't really know. Go ahead, Inferno.
Well, see, okay, so you have the intrinsic... The best way, in my opinion, is a hybrid of the two, because you have some pitfalls. Blind, doing a game blind, you have pitfalls of not knowing what the game is, not knowing what the controls are like, and you might hate the game halfway through.
Right.
Doing it without knowing the game really well, you don't have to worry about those 3 pitfalls, but you have to worry about this thing in role-playing called metagaming, which means knowing knowledge from the game that your character in the game wouldn't otherwise know, and you make decisions based on that outsider knowledge. So, like in Fallout 3, I know where the best gun is now, right? But my character would know that this best gun is underneath a rock in the middle of the desert somewhere. So how could you justify your character going there to get this best gun if he doesn't have that knowledge? So the best way, in my opinion, to do it is to play like 3 or 4 hours of the game so you understand the mechanics and you understand that this is probably a game that you want to see to the end, and then decide that I want to do a good role-play let's play of this game. And that way, all the new information is completely new. You can mostly, see it with fresh eyes, but you won't be spending 10 episodes saying, oh, how do I use these controls, and what's going on, and who's this character, and that type of thing.
That's
So
a very good point.
so limited familiarization, I think, is the best way, but that's just my opinion.
Definitely learning like the mechanics and the
Ugh.
hardware is definitely a huge thing. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking more from
Oh, man.
the role-playing standpoint.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be totally intrusive if you're trying to be role-playing and then your character suddenly is like dancing. You're like, oh, I guess I feel like dancing. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I watched, there's a Let's Player called Nadrigal. He does an amazing first-person Let's Play of Skyrim as a Khajiit character. Very talented guy, very good, very immersive. But his first 10 episodes are, how do I do this? This is brand new to me. And I had to skip them because I'm just like, oh, I can't watch you fumble around in the control menus any longer, dude. This is driving me nuts. So, yeah, familiarize yourself with the game first. But. Or if it's like a much beloved game, like Baldur's Gate for me, I've played that game in and out a million times. You just have to be very sensitive on what metagame information is and really try to see the world from the character's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Step aside, guys. I think I would know about role-playing here out of all of us.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What gives you the
I'm
qualifications,
picturing
Fox Boy?
Piff and, like looking like dressed up like Freddie Mercury. Like step aside, guys, and like I don't know, wearing like a fabulous
Rocky
outfit.
Horror.
No, not quite transvestite. Almost, but not quite. Go ahead.
Anyways,
Piff.
illuminate us,
Guys
Biff.
know about my amazing role-playing status in Fallout 3. With all of my metagaming and knowing all of the little secrets of every single nook and cranny of that game.
Killing someone and going, why'd you kill him? Well, because later I know he's going to do this.
Well, actually,
So essentially,
I
Piff's the
killed him
exact
because
opposite.
I knew that nothing would come of him living or dying.
There was no consequences.
I think that was the only time I've ever done that in that. Anyway, I've recently did a small play of Fallout 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt like I was role-playing when I was first starting, but I did take a really long time to make my character.
Mm.
So maybe I would say maybe even draw back that a little bit, Inferno, just like start up the game, try to make a character, like read all of the stats and stuff and what they do, open up a game, make sure you know how to like move, attack, pick up items, stuff like that. But once you know all of that, stop and then start it.
I see.
Because I made lots of mistakes, and I feel like that's a role-playing thing.
Yeah. Like, because if you were that person, you would make that mistake too.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Like,
cool.
I really wanted to be a really kind person, and every single time I just, like, greet somebody or try to help them out with a situation, it turned out poorly. Like, really bad. And if I did that, like, to begin with, I'd be like, I don't want to go to these guys because I know this will happen.
Mm.
And that was, like, really early in the game, too.
Yeah.
So you really want to be, like, you really want to just know the basic mechanics, make sure you get the hang of it, and just stop. And then, like, start it up fresh, like, right there.
We?
I don't have a whole lot to add on to everything you guys said. There are certain games that work better than others, like for example Skyrim. Because, for example, I don't. If you're going to seriously roleplay a game, like you guys are saying, you need to know the mechanics. You do. You really do. It's incredibly hard to roleplay a thief, per se, if you don't know how the sneaking and thievery works in the game. It doesn't really work that well. Because you're trying to roleplay a master thief and you know nothing about it. It would be like trying to roleplay someone who's a great swordsman and you've never fought with a sword in the game. It just doesn't really work. There are certain games that you should maybe pick that work better. For like I said, Skyrim. Skyrim, I could go spend 30 hours learning the aspect of a game and still have so much in that game I've never experienced before that you can get kind of a combination of both. I can avoid purposely quests or whatever. I want to maybe avoid this town or this section or whatever. And that way when I do the LP, I know everything I need to know about how the game works and still have entire parts of it that are completely new to me. There are some games that work really well like that. There are others that don't. If you have to choose between the two, it is better to know the mechanics of the game. When it comes to role-playing, it is better to know how the game works than to experience it blind when you're trying to roleplay. If you can find one that you can do both, fantastic. But if you have to choose one, know what you're doing.
True. Or pick up a game from 10 years ago and you forget everything about the game.
Yeah.
That's very true. All right, should we head to the next question?
Yay! But we forgot about
Who the
Kriana.
hell was that?
That was Inferno.
No, it wasn't. That was you, Squee.
I don't know what you're
Squee,
talking
that
about.
was the most Japanese schoolgirl squeal I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I practiced.
Hey! What?
But,
What?
but we forgot about Kriana.
No, I answered right away.
Yeah. She was the first one to answer.
Oh, I thought that was Inferno. Wait, no. You
Really?
answered, then Inferno did.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how it went. There, Piff.
We
Okay.
forgot about Ray.
Ray's not here.
Ray doesn't watch this fucking podcast. He's got better things to do. Oh, I just insulted our viewers.
Viewer. Plural? It's plural now?
Plural.
No, it's singular now, after
These
this.
viewers.
Anywho.
Viewer. Okay, so Do-Da-Day 1000 wants to know, one, when you're starting out as a LPer and have relatively few subscribers, how could you tell if people liked you and what you were doing?
Ooh.
Can I go?
Oh,
This one?
oh, go.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's extremely simple. You have to wait until you get some comments on it. If you get 5, 6, let's say you're just starting out and your video gets 5 or 6 views over the week and no one leaves a comment, there's no way to know if they liked it or not. If you put up a video and within 2 days you got 600 views and no comments, you can still pretty much think that people kind of liked it, or at the very least you had a catchy title. But the thing is, without comments, there is no feedback. Or PMs, without comments or PMs, you pretty much just have to wait until someone responds, and then once they respond, you can get a grasp on what they thought of it.
I can say through, I wouldn't say recent experience, but seeing, I was at the bottom for a while. I had 20, no, I didn't even have 20. I had in the teens for a really long time because I asked other people to subscribe, the people I know in real life. And then every once in a while, once every 2 months, there'd be another subscriber and be yeah, celebrate. And I would ask in videos come on, I really want some feedback, positive, negative, whatever. Didn't get a thing. How do you know? You don't. You can't.
How existential.
You guess.
You'll never know the depths of despair. You will always be alone on the internet.
I will tell you this. No matter what you make, somebody will like it.
Yep, that's true.
if you put out more things, the more people will notice. The people who liked you originally will like more content, and it will grow. Whatever you do.
Amen. I say everything that Piff said. He took the words right out of my mouth. So I'm good.
Yeah, that works for me. Number 2. What is the most irritating thing about LPing for you? Technically, i.e. coding, audio desync, etc. And socially, trolls, quote-unquote, first commenters, etc.
Technically, for me, it's the actual... I'm lucky because I don't have a... Actually, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Now I remember. It's mic quality. I've had a constant struggle with finding mic quality that eliminates white noise and allows me to balance with the sound of the game. I don't have to worry so much about audio desync anymore, but it's just audio balance and audio quality that I always have to just double check, like before I record every single video, just to be careful. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't have proper audio with your Let's Play, then there's kind of no point if someone can't hear you properly. And socially, I still can't stand people who just come onto your channel just to insult you. And you're just like, it thankfully happens very rarely. And I've gotten a strew of people who just talk in all caps, which is pretty much just like screaming. So when you have people screaming insults at you, you're just like, why did you waste your effort on this? If you didn't like this, there's a little X button on the top corner of your window there. You could have clicked that, you know. But some people just like being assholes, so you got to deal with it.
Can I vote Kriana for next? Can I do that?
Kriana's
If I were voted the next person to answer the question, I don't know. I guess before, when I first started Let's Playing, definitely the audio desync. Even now, I think back, I hate audio desync. It's the worst thing ever because you have to go in and you have to manually realign the video and the audio. And if you're even off by a millisecond, people will probably notice because that's what happened to me. Now I have to agree with Inferno on this one. Definitely, it's the not even like the mic versus game quality, but even when you're editing the video, trying to make sure maybe you're adding music to it, making sure that the audio levels are all proper. It is such a hard thing to distinguish because after a while your ears just kind of start to like zone out and not really focus, and so like I'll like save a project and I'll come back the next morning. I'll be like, holy fuck, that music's loud. How did I not hear that before? So audio is definitely a finicky little bitch. Socially, I would say that my biggest pet peeve that people do is post comments on videos about other videos. So let's say I post a video of DayZ, and then I get someone being like, hey, when are you going to do more Minecraft? Or, hey, remember that one time in Minecraft when you did this? You know, I appreciate that that they like the Minecraft videos, don't get me wrong, but this is a DayZ video, and if you're going to post a Minecraft comment, post it on a Minecraft video. It seems logical. It's spamming in my opinion. But yeah, that's my biggest annoyance that people do.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like Squeed had something to say.
I
heard a little moan in there.
Actually,
yeah.
The one that bugs me a lot. It's like you put up a video, and this is what kills me. Is I work hard to put up. Let's go with even DayZ again or whatnot. I work really hard to put up a DayZ video. I record it, I edit it, I render it, I upload it, I give it a title, I do all this stuff, and then what do I get? When's Skyrim coming?
Yeah.
And it's like, the thing that kills me about it is, do people just not care?
Yes.
If they insult you? I have so much, I want to trust people so much to think that they're just naive, but it's hard. As far as technical issues, okay, I will tell you the one that I fear the most, which is audio desync. Mm-hmm. the one that I hate the most is any one that I don't catch and other people do.
Oh, yeah.
Like big ones. Like every once in a while, it'll be like, so I think Metal Gear 2 was the last time it happened. So how come all the videos like skip from here to here and that? Or hey, the last 10 minutes of the video just repeats itself, right? I hate those because
Yeah.
it's almost. Then you sit there and you go, okay, is this big enough for me to go like redo all of this? And do I even still have the core film to go do it? And because a lot of times, here's what I do: I upload it. I give it maybe a day or two for people to watch it, and after they watch it, I delete the core footage. And if it takes people longer than that to tell me, hey, something's wrong with it, it's gone. I'm sorry, I don't have space.
Yeah.
I've gotten rid of it. I can't fix this. And that's the ones I hate the most because the ones you can't fix.
Yeah.
Squee, I just want to say my favorite video blunder of yours is when you did the Variax LP with Variax. Sorry, the Icewind Dale co-op LP with Variax, and randomly this text would show up that said, "Ugly Shepherd for the win." They would show up every 3 minutes on the dot. And you're just like, why is this here?
I can explain that one if it matters. What happened is that was when I was doing the Smudboy videos, and this was back when I was using the old, not the Windows Live media, but just old Windows media for XP.
Oh yeah.
And I was finishing up that video, and on that video I put up a caption of "Ugly Shepherd for the win" because I had a picture of Ugly Shepherd up there. And then I erased that. I erased all the video and then put in the Icewind Dale video, but forgot to get rid of the caption. And so the caption repeated itself over the video I encoded. And the thing is, and I think we all do this, when we encode a video to upload to YouTube, we just go over bits and pieces of it. We don't watch the whole thing. We don't have time. So we go over bits and pieces of it to make sure that everything recorded properly. There's no huge mistakes. Nothing went bonkers. And I just happened to not hit any of those moments. And those are the ones I hate because those are the ones you can't fix. The footage was gone. I'd already erased it. And because when people started saying it, I didn't even know what they were talking about.
They're like, wrong video, you idiots!
Yeah, so that was great.
Piff, how about you?
It's my turn. So everyone was talking about audio issues. It's the audio, guys, as the worst thing. I don't care how crappy your video looks. If the audio is bad, it is so noticeable.
Anyone noticing a pattern here?
No. What's the pattern? What?
Audio.
Yeah, audio.
Yes.
Now we'll go into more depth. Audio balance.
Yes.
Audio desync. The raw, like background sound, like white noise, any loud things are banging in. It is so hard to get a good like audio balance between people. Like if you have more than one person, making sure everyone's at the correct volume at the first take. Like if somebody's lower or higher in the recording thing, you're screwed.
Right.
Because it's hard to fix that.
Yeah, well, and I'm having... Oh, sorry.
No, if you have a point, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for anyone who uses a standing mic, I am noticing that it is very, very difficult, even more so now that I don't use my headset anymore, that using a standing mic, it's very hard to get audio balance correct. Even now, I'm pretty sure I'm a lot quieter than the rest of you guys. For some reason, it's just a pain in the butt. Mainly because, like, I could be turning my head and looking over here, and then all of a sudden I'm really quiet, and then I turn around and come really close to the microphone. So, yeah. I mean, if you're planning on using, like, a headset, I think it's a little bit easier as far as, like, raw audio file, but for people who have a standing mic like mine, it's a little... You have to pay attention to how you're positioned in correspondence to the mic. It's not going to move with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, and making sure that things are loud enough. The entire for me at least, I always look at my videos like, is it too quiet? I hope it's not too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And the
I
more
look
you-
at other videos, it's much louder than mine. I'm going like, I don't know, like, and I don't know how to increase that, or else I would be clipping like crazy.
And the more you add to it, the more complicated it gets. Like one of the most complicated things I do is Dragon Ball Z League, because I have to balance the audio of the game, the audio of me, the audio of my guest, and the audio of the background music I'm playing. That's 4 things that I have to get all in sync so that no one is too loud or too quiet.
Mm-hmm. Now that the audio's out of the way, unless anyone else has anything else to add.
No, I
Nope.
think we pretty much chewed
Beat
the
that
ear
horse.
off. Yeah, beat that horse dead to a pulp.
Right.
Split
The
it down.
social thing that I don't like, I don't think I actually told you guys this, but the thing I hate most about anything social is, I would like to say, I had a word for it. Anyway, insert humor. I made it up. It's not a thing.
Oh,
But
it's like.
but
Go ahead.
it's basically somebody taking a well-known line
Oh
that
god.
everyone else is saying and just printing it again. I can tell you a few examples.
Oh, god.
Better love story than Twilight.
Oh, god.
Yep.
You'll see that everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or something to do like better song than Justin Bieber, or
Yeah. There's those this many people, like, you look at the dislike thing and it's like you have a video of Paper Mario and like this many Koopas dislike this video, and you're like, okay.
I hate that too. Really hate that too. That's a good point, Piff.
Yeah.
Any of those, there are so many. Arrow to the Knee used to be one of them. That thing was beaten down fast.
I will say I enjoy if they put a fun new twist on it. Like, for example, one thing I do enjoy is I hate the generic so-and-so dislikes this video, but when people come up with something really, really clever, like, you see this a lot on YouTube. If something has 80,000 likes and 2 dislikes, you'll see the every once in a while someone will come up with this just really funny thing that has to do with the video. It's like, 2 people had an annual. I can't think of any particular examples, but some people out there can come up with really hilarious explanations. Or does that make sense? Twists on it.
Yeah.
I don't mind those, but the ones that don't even bother, the ones that just do the whole, I used to like this video until I got the error to the, no.
Yep.
I did say insert humor, right? That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. It's like an already pre-made joke that's not funny and just placed it there. And
It's
for
just
some
lazy.
reason, it gets like so many freaking thumbs up. I don't know why.
Because human nature is stupid. That's our default, is stupid.
We're getting a little pessimistic here, guys.
I mean,
I'm not.
I do what I want. You don't know me.
I will beat you to a horsey glue. Don't
oh
even.
my god. Oh my.
I'm pointing my finger at your little Skype picture. That's a picture of a man with a question mark for a head. That's right, Piff one. I can see you.
Coming for you.
I'm coming for you.
Anywho.
I should have my other one. Here you go.
No, please don't, Piff. Put that away.
Anywho, shall we continue?
Yeah. All right. The last question from Doodah 1000 is: what would you all say was the unique selling point to your Let's Plays?
You Kit Kat bars.
That's a good question.
That is a really hard question.
So, like, in other words, like, if you're trying to, well, not really, we're not big advertisers, but if you're telling someone about your channel and what you really like about it, what would it be?
It's really
Right.
hard to say from like an outside, or like looking at myself from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just so humble and modest, I guess I could give it a crack.
you're such a slut.
I am. I'm a little hoe bag. Like, I don't think I'm the funniest LPer out there. I don't think I have the best voice. But I like to think that I know what it's like to watch an LP. So for strategy games, I highly edit out things. So like when I'm humming and hawing and try to like, or when I'm like reading about the units, or I'm doing something really mundane or redundant, I edit that out because I know if I was watching that video, I want to see, you know, what strategies I decide, what decisions I make, and the battles that I fight, right? When I play adventure, horror, action games like L.A. Noire or Call of Cthulhu, I don't talk over the cutscenes. I let the story be told to us because I want the viewer to know what's going on. I don't want people to always listen to me talk for the sake of me talking. I know I'm very sensitive of what the person is like, what the viewer wants, or what I think the viewer wants, or what makes an entertaining or coherent LP. So that's what I think is my strongest selling point. But like I said, I'm just so fucking humble that it may not even work. So that's me.
Oh, wow. If I had to choose something... Okay, and see, here's the uncomfortable thing about this. And Inferno was being funny, but he hit it on the head. It's impossible to do this without to yourself sounding like you're arrogant.
Right.
What are you talking about, Squid?
I don't think I have that bad of a sense of humor. People seem to really enjoy my jokes. I think that I have decent, and I've talked to you guys before. I think there's two types of humor. There's the planned humor and there's the reactionary humor.
Right.
And I think I have a decent reaction humor. Something happens, I can say something funny. But I think the big thing that I do well is a sense of creativity. Not only like can I come up with interesting ideas for new Let's Plays or Dragon Ball Z League or something like that, but I do things in video games that most people never do. And a lot of it's just crazy nonsense, like knocking out a minstrel and throwing him on a ship and floating him out to sea.
You
or
mean killing him?
No, I knocked him out.
I saw you kill him.
No. You're talking about a whole different minstrel. I said knock him out, put him on a boat, and float him out to sea. He was alive.
We've done that too.
It wouldn't have been funny if he wasn't alive. But anyway, I do lots of crazy things in my Let's Plays, or like Jack the Combat Drone, or so like tiny little things that I just do for fun. And the reason I do them is because to me it makes the game more fun and enjoyable. But you don't see that a lot in Let's Plays.
That's true.
And that would have to be the extent of my arrogance right there.
Yay.
Yeah.
My turn.
Sweet. Lay it on his Piff.
Let's hear it.
Wheel. I don't want to get into all the little details, so I think I'll just go with the two big ones. I edit quite a bit, so I guess similar to Inferno, I leave a lot of stuff in, but if something is just tedious or you're just waiting for it to just end, I skip it.
That's awesome. Or you give an option to skip it. One thing I love about your Fallout 3 thing is that little skip annotation for the dialogue. That's bloody brilliant, Piff.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
No problem.
Okay, there's that. Oh, no, I'll leave that alone. But I guess the other one is that I have multiple commentators, and some people really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say too, Piff, you have like such amazing like timing for jokes.
Yeah.
Like you can just like say something really simple, but you have the right timing for it, and it just becomes the most fucking hilarious thing ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the things that you're really good at.
Yeah, damn good comedic timing.
Yeah.
Comedic timing, definitely.
Comedic timing.
God, I don't really know what makes me unique.
That your face is asymmetrical. That makes you
That
unique.
makes unique. You know you need unique New York.
No, if you want to, Squee and Piff and I can go around and tell us what we love about you.
Oh. Yeah, that's not like
Wouldn't you? I don't think she'll take it.
Oh, she'll
I don't
take
think
it.
she wants to hear.
No, but see, here's the thing, though. We can't do that because we would have done that in the first place. But the
Yeah.
question was, what do you think?
Oh.
Yes, exactly.
Fine.
Otherwise, I would have had to
Chris,
do that in the
say
first place to
giant
save myself the uncomfortableness.
Well, I would like to think that I have a pretty amusing like reactions to things that my spazzing people find amusing. As far as what makes me unique, I think it would just be the spazzy McSpaz pants.
I think we got something else here.
Oh yeah.
We got a comment saying, "I want to see Inferno's titties."
Aw, with a little heart too.
Oh, who is that from, Piff?
Inferno Canuck.
Yes, I'm looking at my own titties right now, and I have to say they're pretty rocking. Done and done. I think we
I suspect foul play here.
My titties.
May just be me, but I suspect foul play.
No. Now we all have to go around and talk about my titties.
No, we
I
don't.
think I'm comfortable
That
with
wasn't
this
part of the
anymore.
question.
Yes, it was. That wasn't even a great question. It was a statement.
So why do we have to
I don't
discuss
know.
it then?
I would think you would want me to compliment your rear.
It's true. I am more of an ass man.
He has
Yeah.
good earlobes. That's the best I'm going to give you.
Thank you. No problem. I'll
I
take
like his hair.
The viewer, has a question to ask us. Send
Yay.
it to Kriana, Squee, Piff, or Inferno. One of us will listen to it and write it down, hopefully, and we'll hopefully answer it eventually on a podcast. Hopefully, we'll do in the future, hopefully.
Or send it to Jacob161. I hope to God that's not a real person.
It probably is. What have you done? Support Jacob.
Are you kidding me? Jacob? Yes, that
great.
person exists on YouTube. Are you insane?
Yeah.
I am indeed, actually. Thank you for noticing.
Okay, listen, viewers.
It
If you
shows.
hear this, send Kriana a private message saying, "I want to see Inferno's titties."
Oh, God.
Spam her
You
like
son
you've
of a
never seen it before.
Bitch.
The people want titties, and I obviously have the best pair. So, ipso facto, give people
That's
what they
very insulting to Squee.
want. Whatever.
I know, and I use a Wonder Bra and everything.
Yeah, well, you're a B cup at best, Squee.
You know
okay?
what though?
Oh, don't
what I
talk
think
to
it
me
is.
like
what I
that.
think it is. I think Inferno shows a good game, but when you get home and he takes it off, it all just sags.
Oh, that's it. It's on now. You better end this podcast
Oh my
before I
God.
kick